You have to make sure that your experience is consistent. You have to role play this with your staff and have them drill that consistency of experience. Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth Revisited, a book that I read and actually took the E-Myth Mastery course, talks a lot about consistency of service. That one of the things that makes your customers feel very good about your business is the consistency of the experience. He gives a couple examples of what can happen if you take away that consistency. And he gives the example of he went to get a haircut and it was a great experience. The guy offered him a glass of wine. They washed his hair before he got the haircut so it would cut a little better, or some reasoning they gave him. And he said the experience was fabulous. The next time he went, it was changed a little bit. They didn't offer him a glass of wine right away. They offered him something else, but not wine, and they didn't wash his hair. And then they used scissors where they didn't use scissors before, and they used clippers where they didn't use clippers before. And by the third time, he's, I'm not going back. They gave me a great experience, and then they robbed me of that experience. You have to keep that in mind, because that's a very real thing for people. There are people that will go to McDonald's, which is not the best food, just because it's consistent and they know what they're going to get, as opposed to going to a really expensive restaurant, which could be a variable. It could be like, maybe it's going to be good, maybe it's not going to be good. You have to make sure that your experience is consistent. You have to role play this with your staff and have them drill that consistency of experience so that when people come in, you're not changing it up on them. We had an experience just recently in one of our clinics where there was a new front desk girl and she wanted to add something to the experience and didn't tell anybody. So we have systems, and she changed the system, not in a bad way, in a way to make it a nicer experience. And she started doing something for the patient as far as getting their paperwork together. When she went on vacation, the patients were totally upset at the regular staff who were following the system that we'd put in place. Nobody knew she changed the system. So what happened was they had to actually handle quite a few upsets of people who thought they were being treated poorly because we weren't doing the same thing that the new front desk girl was doing. So we had to train her on that and say, look, the system is a reason there's a system, and you have to follow the system. You can't just change it any way you want, because that changes the experience. So you have to be aware of this with your customers. Even though you're a doctor's office and there's variables there that are different on each experience, you have to have some consistency to it. So role playing is a great way to make consistency happen in your office and make that experience, even though it's variable, each visit is different, each patient is different, but you want to have as much consistency as possible so that your patients understand and know what to expect when they go through the process. Keep that in mind, and you might find that doing consistency, following consistent procedures and systems might make a better experience for your patients, and they might show up more often for their treatments. If you like this content, you can subscribe and leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.